So good morning again, or maybe if you are from outside Malaysia, I can see Tiago there. Tiago is an active IEEE volunteer from Brazil. Thank you for joining our event today. So as mentioned by Dr. Nordin and also Dr. Fauzi, I'll be the chair for IEEE Admission and Advancement Committee next year officially, but I was also the committee for last year. So what I'm going to share today is the perspective from the committee, okay, and also giving you some insight on what are the panels, the reviewing panels will look for in your application. Okay, before that, for those who not familiar with me, I'm from UiTM. And I was the past chair for IEEE Malaysia section and also IEEE PS Malaysia chapter in 2015-2016. And I am also active now in the MGA level. So I hope we can have more volunteers from Malaysia at this level. Okay. So as mentioned by Dr. Nordin, so this committee is the one that will responsible for the senior member application. So it is one of the standing committee of the Member and Geographic Activities Board. So what it does is that it will implement the policies of IEEE rules and procedures related to the admission, grade assignment, and also grade advancement. So grade advancement meaning that from member to senior member. So this is what one of the main tasks for this committee. And this committee also appoints review panels, which compose of IEEE senior members and fellows that met periodically as working groups in sites rotated among the regions. Okay, previously, the review panels will move from one region to another region to conduct the meeting, but since the COVID-19 pandemic, they're having the meeting virtually. So these are the meeting dates, okay? As you can see that we have already 3 meeting dates this year, and we have a coming one next week, 14 August, and there will be another 2 meetings this year. So if you would like to submit your application and would like to be considered in the next meeting, okay? Next meeting 14 August, meaning that you have to submit by today, okay? Because your form should be received at least 7 days prior to the meeting date. However, don't worry, we have another 2 more meetings. So your application, I hope that you can target for 2nd October or maybe 20th November, which is the last date of the meeting. And then once your application is successful, the committee will post your all the names of the senior members, the new senior members, approximately 2 weeks after the meetings. Okay, now what are the requirements for senior member grade? So according to the IEEE bylaw, the grade of senior member is the highest for which application may be made. That means you can apply for this senior membership. Okay, if you do not apply, then you cannot get it. Okay, and if we compare to fellow you need 7 other fellow to nominate you. So maybe it's a bit tough, but for senior member, I believe it is doable, and everyone who has already received some sort of professional experience will be able to apply for that. So if you can see here, the candidate shall have been in professional practice for at least 10 years, okay, and have shown significant performance over a period of at least 5 of those years. That means if you have professional experience for at least 10 years and 5 years, you've shown a significant performance, you'll be able to apply. And graduate work equivalent, full-time graduate work or part-time graduate work, meaning that if you are studying for master's or PhD, you will get some credit in terms of towards the calculation of the professional experience. Okay, I'll share this in a little while. So what are the IEEE designated fields? So if you are in this fields, engineering, computer sciences and IT, physical sciences, biological and medical sciences, mathematics, technical communication, education, management, law and policy, means that you are qualified to apply for senior member. And then, as I mentioned to you, we need 10 years of professional experience. So this is inclusive of education. So education plus work experience total up to 10 years. And then you need to have 5 years of significant performance. And these 5 years do not have to be consecutive years, and it's not also recent years. It's any 5 years of your 10 years. And you need a referee. Okay, you need somebody to become your referee. If it is if someone nominate you, then you need another 2 referee. But if you self-nominated, then you need 3 referees. I believe that Dr. Nordin will explain more about this referee later. And the referee must also from senior member or fellow. And once your application is completed with the referees, then only it will be reviewed by the review panel. Okay. When we talk about 10 years of professional experience, okay, we will calculate a credit towards the requirement of 10 years. So if you have bachelor degree, you will get 3 years towards the 10 years of requirement years. And if you have master's degree, you will get 4 years and 5 years for PhD. Okay. And then the remaining 6 or 5 years, according to your degrees, must be found from the applicant's work experience in IEEE designated fields. So meaning that your education plus your work experience, we combine this together, must equal 10 years or more. However, if you do not have any degree, it is also can be considered, okay, provided that you already have 10 years of professional experience. Okay. Now, if you look at this calculation, this is one sample. All right. Professional experience calculation samples. You can see that giving credit for the highest degree does not always work out best for the applicant. For this example, the candidate has been continuously employed since 2014. Okay. If you can see, this candidate received bachelor's in December 2013. So for bachelor's degree, this applicant can get 3 years towards the professional experience, right? And then after he graduated with bachelor's degree, he worked from January 2014 until now. So that means he has already 7 years. Now 2021, so 7 years. So 3 plus 7 is already 10 years. Okay. However, the candidate also has master's degree and also PhD degree. So how does the panel will look for these 10 years? So if the panel only look at the PhD, as you can see that after PhD, he has only have 1 years of experience. So 5 plus 1 is only 6 years. So meaning that he's not qualified to be elevated to senior member. So the review panel will look for other kind of degree, okay? Because the review panel will always help in order to what is the best for this particular applicants. So if we look at the master's degree, he can get 4 years, okay? But after master's degrees, his working experience is only 4 years, so making 8 years, so also not qualified. But if the panel look for the bachelor degree, which is 3 years, and the years of experience, working experience 7 years, so it becomes 10 years. So meaning that the panel will see that which qualification can be used in order to be considered in this application. But this example is only because the applicant has been working continuously. Okay, that means from after bachelor towards PhD. That means he's doing PhD and masters part-time, okay, not full-time. But if we have another examples, in this case, the candidate did a full-time postgraduate degrees, okay? So if the panel look for PhD, right? PhD, we can see that I just put it all together. Oh, sorry. Actually, there should be, okay. All right, okay. Sorry about that. Okay, if we look at this, the candidate did a bachelor's degree and then graduated, okay, in 2015, right? So he can get 3 years towards bachelor degree, and then after that he worked for 2 years. Okay, he worked for 2 years. So January 27, he started his master's degree. Okay, so he can get 4 years with master's degree. And after that, he worked for 1 year. And then after that, in 2018, he further his studies for PhD and he graduated in 2021 and now he worked. So if you can see that, if let's say the panel look for the highest degree, 5 years, which is for PhD, and if we total up with all the working experience that he did between the degrees, it only come up to 8.5 years. Okay, so it is not meet the 10 years requirement. So meaning that this candidate cannot be considered for this application. He has to wait a little bit more, maybe wait for another 1.5 years, then only submit his application. Okay. And then how can we consider the significant performance indicators? Okay, it can be from your teaching if you are academic faculty members in the university, or if you're involved in research, or if you're from industry practitioners, what is your contribution in terms of maybe you leading some projects, or you as a consultants, entrepreneurs, or other contribution. It doesn't mean that you need to have an award to show that you are significant, but your daily work, okay, can be considered as a significant performance indicators. Okay, this is actually from the panel point of view. Okay, when we evaluate the applicants, first we look at your professional experience, as I mentioned just now. Okay, if the candidate has more than 10 years of working experience, so we don't need to calculate a credit for having a degree. So that's why I said just now, if you do not have a degree also, you can apply for senior member. And then the panel will look for significant performance. So we have to see that is the applicant, nominator, or reference give enough information about the candidate's responsibility. Okay, and it is good if you include dates because we want to calculate the 5 years period. So what is your responsibilities regarding each project or each work that you have done? For example, this is some good statement. I have developed my technical leadership and led a team from 2010 to 2015 of technical staff to construct 2 ground-based radars. Okay, or maybe you can say that from 2003 to 2010, 5 peer-reviewed journal articles, 3 peer-reviewed conference papers, and 3 conference papers published. So this is something tangible that we can see the amount of responsibility and also the period of the significant performance. But if you just publish a book chapter without any dates, so the panel we have to look at your CV or whatever attachment that you attach, and also have to maybe look at the reference comments for further details. So it is good that if you put everything in order, including the responsibility and also the dates, the related dates. And then the panel will decide either the applicants meet all the requirements, so qualified, or maybe there is some additional information that might be that can be provided. So the panel will give pending. Okay. So the reviewer must provide helpful comments for resubmission, meaning that the panel will inform the applicant what are the additional information that's required. And another addition will be unqualified. This if the applicants do not meet at least 10 years of professional and 5 years of significant performance. And additional information is not likely to change that results. Okay. And again, the panel review will provide explanatory comments to the applicants. And in reviewing the application, each application is reviewed by at least 2 panelists. And if the first 2 panelists' decision do not match, and this will be sent automatically to the 3rd panelist. And all application will go to the chair to be reviewed if needed, and also digitally signed. So meaning that we must have at least 2 panelists who agree with the application before we can proceed, or we can confirm the final status, either approved, deferred, or denied. So for those deferred and denied application, the applicant and nominator will receive an email requesting additional information. Okay. And the applicant can update and resubmit the application, and the application will be reviewed again at an upcoming meeting. Okay, I just want to show you how the review will look at your application. Okay. So once the review panel go into the landing page, so the panel can see the applications like this, for example, like this, right? So it will click at the application, the applicant name, okay, and then the review panel will look at each of the tab, okay, applicant information tab, the professional experience tab. So this is where the review panel will look whether the applicant meet the 10-year requirement, and then significant performance tab again to verify that the applicant meet the 5-year requirement, and view any attachments if needed, and then make decisions, and then record the decision. So meaning that for example here, the review panel will look at what are the degrees that the applicants have. So this will be automatically given. Okay, if the applicant have PhD, so it will automatically give 5 years credit for the degree, and how many years of working experience. And then the panel review will look at the significant performance. So if the candidate meet or exceed 5 years, so the panel will click yes. Okay. So then after that, it will be pop up 3 of the decision whether this application qualified, pending, or unqualified. Okay. So I think that's all I would like to share today. More information will be given by Dr. Nordin in his presentation later. So I wish you all the best because senior member is sort of like one step for you to be more active in local chapter or in a higher level of IEEE. So